Hello guys and welcome to KlausGaming. Today we're going on a curious expedition and stay tuned for this. I think it's an awesome game. Let's check it out. So here we can select our explorer. We're going to go with Charles Darwin, but you could also select Marie Curie, Richard Francis Burton and Nikola Tesla, the famous inventor of electricity. And you can see they have different equipment depending on which one you take. They also have a different perk. Charles Darwin likes butterflies. He's in fact a butterfly enthusiast. Gains sanity each time a butterfly is collected, which is very useful because we need sanity. We expend sanity when we travel, but I'll get back to that. Let's pick Charles Darwin. So here we are in the Explorers Club. And also look at this mouse cursor. You're wearing leather driving gloves. How aristocratic is that? Welcome back to the Explorers Club, old friend. Have you heard that we are building a statue to honor the expeditions of our most famous member? Word is that you have a good chance of seeing your likeness on that statue. However, I'm afraid to tell you that you are not the only candidate. You and your rivals have 6 expeditions to prove who is the most famous explorer within our club. So these are our rivals: Marie Curie, Isabella Bird, Ada Lovelace and Amelia Earhart. Amelia is a famous female pilot, one of the first female pilots. I think she disappeared mysteriously and was never found, but I'm not sure. So I guess they are all historical figures. So let's move on. Now go explore, adventure awaits. Choose your next destination, so we can see where our rivals went. And we can actually only go here, the endless grasslands, a well-balanced region consisting mostly of wide grasslands. Rumors talked about a golden pyramid that can be found in this region. All expeditions ends when you find a golden pyramid or die. So let's start the expedition. So here's our ship, and we are standing on it. Here's Charles Darwin. We have a donkey, and we have a translator. And there's a brother missionary right here on the harbor. Full of anticipation, I stored my equipment on the ship. The captain had yet to arrive, so I spent my time on the deck, enjoying the cool breeze. A missionary approached me while we waited. He had come to these lands and demanded that we take him to a nearby native village in order to spread the word of God. So let's accept that. We can bring him along. I accepted since I would gladly help spread the word of God. At last the ship was ready for departure, so let's set sail. So here we start Expedition 1. The missionary had marked the location of the village he wanted to visit on the map. So as we can see, we also brought along a soldier, Scottish soldier. That's handy. So let's continue our expedition. So these question marks are points of interest, and this is the village where the missionary wants to go. When we move, we expend sanity. And this is our sanity bar. And you can see walking past different tiles will expend a different amount of sanity. So let's move up here near the village. And you can see our sanity clicks down. And we have to regain sanity in order to stay on the expedition. If we lose all sanity, the expedition will end and members will start to desert. We also have a compass here, by the way, that points to the golden pyramid. But it only points to it when you have explored enough tiles. Right now it's worthless. So let's move into the village. This looks like a cozy little village. This must be the chief. No, that's just an inhabitant. Oh, here's the chief. Koloxibo, village chief. The chief of a native village, yeah. Alright, the villagers observed us with caution. They were kind and offered us what they could. Dabaratata politely introduced us and asked if the villagers would allow us to rest here. That's a translator. Yeah, so let's deliver the missionary. We accompanied the missionary to the village chief. To reward us, he told us about the best sights to see in the vicinity, including a holy shrine which he marked on our map. We felt welcome here. They remained very polite and offered us more help. Let's see if we can recruit a native. We sat down and spoke with the natives to see if someone was interested to seek fame and glory. Oh, they have an animal handler. Let's recruit him. An animal handler joined our trek. While we still felt welcome, we could tell that the villagers had become disturbed by our presence. Oh yeah, so when you spend time in a village, your standing. This is the overall standing with natives in the unexplored lands. It will decrease when you spend time in the villages and eat their food and sleep, because it will wear thin on their hospitality. This will also decrease if you dynamite mountains and if you steal stuff from the Holy Lands. So we're doing okay on sanity, we don't need to rest, but if you rest in the village you will regain some sanity. So let's see what they can trade. Drums. These produce some interesting sounds. Return this item home or deliver it at a mission to gain extra fame or funds after the expedition. So this is an expedition item that will help us either earn more money for the expedition or generate more fame. And this, we already have torches. This is raw meat. We have some chocolate here that regains sanity. There's some rope that might be useful, but we would have to trade something of what we already have. The machete is used to hack with a way through jungles, and so we'll probably need that. So let's not trade. Let's just leave. We got ready and headed out as new adventures awaited us. So this is the shrine he told us about. As you can see, if I go through here, we will expend 1 machete. We have 10 machetes. There's also these question marks down here. I want to go explore. Let's go there first. This is a stone statue. So let's move to that. Let's examine it. I came across a fascinating overgrown stone statue. The skillful, crafted eye seemed to stare at us. It was a disconcerting sight, and I decided to move on. I saw a few items by the statue. They must have been put there by the natives of this region. They were sacrificial offerings, as it seemed. So let's examine the loot. We love loot. What? This is our animal handler that we received in the village. With unmatched understanding of animals, this person is a fine choice if you want to gain the most out of your pack animals. Increases capacity of all pack animals. That's great because we have a donkey. Alright, let's examine the loot. I inspected the offerings, pondering if I should take something or not. Yeah, let's loot it. Blue mushroom. Strange looking mushroom. It is said to temporarily increase the viewing distance when consumed. This is something we can take home and increase our fame. There's also some cocoa leaves here and some sweet mangoes. Yeah, let's take all of it. And continue. So we lost some standing with the natives because we just looted the sacrificial shrine. So let's move down here. And to check what that question mark is all about. So now we analyze the region, it seems. So maybe that will help this compass progress 100%. So I guess that means that now it will point towards the Golden Temple. Let's explore this. This bleak and foreboding place was located in the middle of a swamp littered with the remains of long dead elephants. For some reason the creatures of many generations had come here to die. So it's a big elephant graveyard that searched the area. I told the people to form small teams and investigate the surroundings. After some time we found valuable elephant tusks. They could be sold for a high price. Let's loot. We still have 2 inventory spaces left, so let's take the tusks and continue. As we departed, we noticed that our presence had attracted hungry wildlife. So there's a panther or something like that down there. We do not want to fight him, so let's continue our expedition. Let's zoom out the map. There's an exclamation mark here and the shrine over here. So let's move to there. There's another waterfall. Waterfall usually restores sanity, and we're getting low on sanity. So let's go there. We could also have gone up and sleep in the village, but I'm betting that we can restore sanity at the waterfall. So now we can explore. We arrived at a magnificent waterfall. It was an awe-inspiring sight. The water cooled down the air, creating a fresh breeze. Yeah, so we can rest overnight here, which is good because we're getting very low on sanity. We settled down, allowing everyone to rest. This night, Tata had a conversation with someone who was clearly not there. Alright, let's sleep. So now our sanity moves back up. The next morning, we were woken by the rumbling of the falling water. So we can rest again. We should do that, we want more sanity. So let's rest one more night to get a full bar. Tata lost his composure this evening. He was very upset and accused the others of conspiring against him. After a while we were able to calm him down, but the situation had been very stressful for the whole group. So we lost a little bit of sanity, but we'll gain it quickly again. Stop resting. Now we have a full bar. So let's leave. There's also a waterfall down there, but we have full sanity. Oh, here we can see that some of our people up here has some negative traits, like our soldier here. And we can also promote him. That must be what the little green plus up here means. So let's promote him. Oh, we could have promoted any one of them, I guess. But we promoted the soldier to level 3. You can see some negative traits here. He's paranoid, that's why he talked to himself at the bonfire. Local will hesitate to follow you home after this expedition. That's okay. Superstitious, yeah. Here's a translator. He suffers from general distrust of others. And a soldier. He's an alcoholic. And Charles Darwin doesn't have any bad traits. He likes butterflies. Alright, so let's move up here to the shrine. We found a butterfly. That's the Charles Darwin perk. It restores some sanity when we find a butterfly. Let's examine the shrine. We arrived at a majestic structure, seemingly a holy shrine to the inhabitants of the region. It was a bold testament to the power of its creators. The portal that had led within emanated an eerie chill. The structure showed some big cracks, but it seemed secure enough to explore. So let's enter the shrine. We carefully entered a well-preserved ceremonial chamber. If this place held any riches, I knew we would find them there. I held my breath as we discovered an ancient altar in its center. Let's investigate the altar. Tome page of fertile lands, a page that was ripped from an ancient tome. It is written in unearthly, alien letters, but for some reason you know you can read it. We also found a golden dagger, a ceremonial dagger made of gold. This was probably used for sacrificial rituals. So we only actually have one inventory space. So let's get rid of this chocolate and bring the documents. I would not leave empty-handed. We took the artifact from the altar. The moment we obtained the treasure, the earth began to rumble. We hurried outside as the shrine collapsed and huge mountains erupted from the ground. Okay, so we disturbed something there. And now the locals like us even less. Our standing is down to 3 out of 20. So it might be a good time to start looking for that golden pyramid so we can get out of here. Before the locals start shooting bow and arrows at us. So this compass points this way, so let's move down that way. Oh, we are overburdened, we need to get rid of the chocolate. So now we can move. We also found a butterfly, that's handy. Here's an exclamation mark, let's go check out what that is. Oh, here's the golden pyramid. Excellent. That concludes this adventure. Let's explore it. The majestic golden pyramid rose above its environment, overcoming all the obstacles we had yet survived. I am not up to follow blindly the lead of other men. That's a translator. Yeah. Let's enter the pyramid. After weeks of traveling, euphoria overcame me. I knew that my name would be forever remembered. I congratulated Shuya, but instead of excitement, I saw regret in her eyes. She mentioned that she would be glad when I was gone. She preferred to stay in her home country. Yeah, she should stay. We'll finish the expedition. Success. Current fame. 10. Golden pyramid found. 100. 2 butterflies. That nets us 10 points. And we spent 72 days, which I think is quite a lot. New fame 48. So you can see that the days that you spent are detracted from your earnings. So let's finish the expedition. So here we are, back in London. Triumph, choose a perk. So we can choose an extra skill. This is Polyglot, allows one to rest in native villages and improves communication with indigenous people. Charismatic, recruit up to 2 units per expedition. Polymath, choose from 5 perks as opposed to 3. I think I'll pick Polyglot, so we can communicate with indigenous people better and rest in the native villages without upsetting them quite as much, I guess. There we go. Everyone's happy that we made it. So here we can see how well we did compared to our competitors. Apparently our expedition was crap. With 49 score, and the Marie Curie got 111, and Isabella Berg got 134, and Amelia Earhart got 153, and Ada Lovelace is the top scorer with 174. So I guess we should have spent some more time exploring. But we have some stuff to sell. We can either gift it to the museum, that'll net us plus 20 fame, or we can keep it, or we can sell it for funds. There's a tome page. Let's gift this tome page to the museum. So that put 20 more fame on here, but we're still pretty far from the others. So let's also gift this mushroom. So now we're getting closer to Marie Curie. Elephant tusk, let's give that to the museum as well. We have a golden dagger. That's great. If we gift that, we'll make it past Marie Curie and closer to Isabella Bird. Actually, wow, the golden dagger was worth a lot. So now we're in 2nd place. Charles Darwin is no slouch, the father of evolution. Let's continue. So now we can continue on our next expedition, but we'll do that in another episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.